Welcome to another video. Today we are going to be playing a little game. I put up a question poll on my IG and today I'm going to answer 21 questions. But before we start the video, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. If you want to ask anything else, if you want to do more Q&As, leave all of your comments down below and I will get back to those ones in the next one. I'm going to start with the easier ones. My favorite songs. I love anything made by Kehlani. I would say that my favorite one is probably Hold Me By The Heart. And then, wait, did I say that right? Yeah, Hold Me By The Heart. Another favorite song is Moth to a Flame by Swedish House Mafia and The Weeknd. I love that song. I will just, if I'm driving, rewind. I love that song. It's such a bang for when you're driving and just feeling yourself. Then next question, we have the worst trouble you got into as a kid. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I got into a lot of trouble when I was younger. I think the worst trouble that I can remember, or the worst basically punishment I got for something, was this one time. So in my street, I lived in an area that just kind of expanded, so there were a lot of houses that were still being built, and I remember there was like this one big white house. We used to call it the birthdays, and that house was taking forever to get done, so we would always play in that house, and it had like a basement and it had like, you know, it just had like a lot of rooms and stuff, so we loved playing there. And my parents did not like me playing there because, you know, when there's an open house, sometimes people will sleep in it, or you don't know what strangers can go in there. So I do understand now why they didn't want me to play in there, but back then I was like, why can't I play in the house when everyone else is playing? So the one day my parents were driving behind the house. No, they drove in front of the house. I saw them, then I ran to the back of the house because I was gonna escape from the basement part, whatever. Then as I was leaving from the backside, they came behind in the other street and they got me. I got the biggest hiding of my life. Fun fact, that's when I learned how to straighten my hair because my mom was so angry with me. She didn't want to straighten my hair, and it was a Sunday and the next day was school, and you know, like you always do your hair on a Sunday. So I was grade 4 and then I was trying to impress my mom, so I straightened my hair and I was like, look, I can get my hare gedoen, like just trying to get her to be nice with me, or like try to get her to not be angry with me anymore. So I was like, kijk, he's like my hair. Then it probably looked so bad because I was just like trying to get something. And yeah, she wasn't very impressed with my hair. But that's how I learned to straighten my hair, and that was definitely the worst trouble I got into. My favorite set of nails, okay, they're not on now obviously, but my favorite set is the set that Jamie, her business name is Studio 17. She did this set for me for last year for Daisies. She gave the idea herself. It's kind of like this waves, like I had green and blue, I had 2 colors, and the inspo was kind of like Kehlani Tsunami, you know, Kehlani was at Daisy's big fan. So I got the nails done for that. I will put it up here. I have a few questions about my boyfriend obviously, so I'm gonna start from the very beginning. So the first one was, how did you and Ambrose meet? Okay, so I love telling the story even though there's like a lot of parts to it because I've known him for a very long time. I'm not exactly sure what year it was. I was either 11 or 12. So I've known him for about, I think 12 years I've known him, or even like known about him. Now I have to take it all the way back. My one friend stayed in his town and she was friends with his little sister. So every week she would come to school and tell us about this guy, Ambrose, that's so fast. That time he was more like doing athletics than rugby. So he would also be running against my school. And they would talk about this Ambrose guy that's so fast and he's gonna run our school away. She would like tell us stories about how fun a weekend was with him and blah blah blah. So I always heard about this guy. And they were telling us about how he's gonna run away the fastest guy in our school, which later on turned out to be one of his best friends. So there was a rugby game, like a derby between my town and his town, which is Malmesbury and Darling. And I was with this friend that's also from Darling, and we were walking, and then he came up to us. I didn't know who he was. He was wearing a green, you know, like that pants, those tracksuit pants that go so like when you walk. He was wearing those and he was wearing a beanie, and I was just like the ghetto. And I just looked at him and he came to the school because he knew her, and he was like, yeah, buy me a Powerade. Not like that, he was like, koop my a Powerade, gee R10. And I was just like, yeah, so it was definitely not love at first sight. Keep in mind, I was like 11 or 12, like I said. So that time I didn't even know what is love. He doesn't remember that, but I remember because I knew about him. Obviously, he didn't know me. I was just this girl's friend. So that's how I remember seeing him for the very first time. Then, I don't really know how all of this happened, but I was 14. So this was 10 years ago. It sounds so long ago when I say now. So when I was 14, my friend, she was older than me. She was in Ambros's grade. She was grade 10, and she had a house party, and she said it's an open house. And during that time, I became friends with Ambros's friends because another friend came from his town. There's a lot of friends. And I became friends with his friends. So I don't really know how it got to this point, because I know that I invited his whole group to come to this party. But me and him were chatting in some type of way, because that night, like, I knew he's coming to the party to now come see me also, because we were like, you know, hugging and standing next to each other and sitting, and he would like be chatting on his phone. I'll be like, who's that? I don't know when we started talking or on what platform we started talking. It must have been through the friends or whatever, but I invited his whole friend group. And that night we were playing the games you play with the cards, I can blow, and his one friend was this side, he was this side, and we did that thing with a card, like, and I passed it on, and I kept on dropping that card on our side, so the whole time our lips would be like touching, and then eventually he says I kissed him first, but he was like swinky. So cringe. Yeah, then we kissed there for the first time in that circle. That was our first kiss in front of so many people. Then they thought that the house party was gonna go through the night, and I also thought so, but then my friends were like, nah, everyone has to go home right now. Keep in mind, they stay in a whole different town, so they didn't have a lift home, and I was still saying like, no, you guys can sleep here. My friend said no. So then they had to walk back home, guys, in a whole different town. They walked from like the center of our town all the way to their town's main road. So they walked, I don't even know how far it is, but they basically walked to a farm outside our town to get a car and to go home. Oh, the first night this man and I saw each other, I kind of gave him a memory that he'll never forget, because I think that's probably the most he had to walk in his whole life. Yeah, that's how we met. Very long story. And then after that, he went, because he came to school in Pretoria at that time already, so I didn't see him a lot. I would see him like randomly after 2 years in like the mall or something. And then we only started seeing each other again when I was first year, which was 2018. Yeah, I think so. And we were just seeing each other as friends, and then we were seeing each other for a year. So then he asked me out in 2019. Yes, we started dating in 2019. There were many days in between that I saw him where I would like other people, or I was seeing other people. So I guess that's why things never escalated before 2019, but I think it's a good thing. He was also seeing other people, obviously, and it's a good thing, because maybe it wouldn't have lasted that long if we started dating in high school, because obviously then I wouldn't have been able to travel up and down how I do now. Let's get all the Ambrose questions done. Am I permanently staying with my boyfriend? Yes, I am. And then the question was, how does your family feel about you and your boyfriend living together? Guys, I've been living on my own since I was, how old was that? I was 19. So I've been basically independent for a very long time. I'm 24 years old. My parents basically have seen me as an adult since I was, let's say, 20, because I started working at a young age and earning my own money and taking care of myself since like a young age. So I've always kind of felt older or like more mature because of that. But yeah, I'm grown, guys. I think COVID also kind of impacted us a lot, because during COVID time, he actually stayed with me and my family. Obviously, he couldn't leave, so that would be the only way we would see each other. I think a lot of people went through that. And then also during COVID, he could come back here for work, but obviously I couldn't fly unless I went with him. So during COVID, I already lived here for about 9 months, and it was really weird to go back from living here to like living on my own, him living on his own. So now it doesn't kind of feel like I just moved in here, because I have lived here previously for longer than what I've been here now, and it just makes everything so much easier. And yeah, I'm very happy to live here. My family trusts him, they love him a lot. He already feels like he's part of my family. He feels like he's been part of my family. But it's been very easy for us to do. Do you and Ambrose plan on getting married soon, guys? How do you guys know when you guys are, or girls? How do the girls know they're gonna get married? I don't know. We don't plan it. I didn't even know when he was gonna ask me out, so I definitely don't know when we're gonna get married. When it happens, it happens. Do I want to get married? Yes, I do. I don't know when though. It's gonna happen whenever it happens. I'm not stressed about it. I'm not rushed. But it will be fun. What's some of the worst things about living in Pretoria, guys? Let me tell you. Firstly, the potholes. There are so many potholes. Like, not the slight dips, it's like dips of potholes. And then I think when you want to do something fun, you just go to the mall or to the market to go eat. And in Cape Town, when we do something fun, it can be anything. It can be going to the beach, going to a mountain, paragliding. You know, I just feel like there we do a bit more fun stuff when you do something fun, and here it's much more like building stuff. I don't know if that makes sense. It's not bad, it's also nice, but I do miss the outside stuff of Cape Town. If I want to do outside stuff here, I have to like drive to Hartbeespoort, drive to Sun City. And I do miss the beach, I'm not gonna lie. What's your favorite memory with Ambrose? I think it's this one time we went to this place called Kakakama, and it's legit like you live in a cave, and that was amazing. But the best part was there was a mouse in our room and I saw it first and I was like, oh, he's a mouse. I don't scrap, guys. I never scrap. I was just like, oh, he's a mouse. And then when I looked aside, Mans was outside of the place already. He ran immediately and he just take me there to deal with the mouse. We also like drove quad bikes there in the middle of nowhere, and there was no signal, so you just really had to spend time with each other, and we also took friends with. So that was like one of my favorite things that we have ever done. What's your dream job, guys? When it comes to jobs, I've done so many different things in my life. I've done presenting, I've done engineering, I've done marketing, I've even driven a train in Canal. I've done so many things. So for me, I feel like I can't determine what would be my dream job. I think it's something where people are nice, where I enjoy what I'm doing. What it's gonna be, I don't know. What I want it to be, I don't know. I'm always open to learn new things, to try new things, because I've done it a few times and I really enjoy doing different things. So we'll see. I don't know how to pronounce this word, or everyone pronounces differently, but Havaianas, Havaianas, whatever, or Crocs. Well, I'm a Crocs girl, guys. I don't really like sandals, only for like the beach, but I love my Crocs. I really do. I hated Crocs like everyone else, but these new styles with the gibbets and it's just giving. If you had one wish, what would it be, guys? I always just have one wish in my life, and that is to be happy. Honestly, that's the only thing I ever wish for. Like I said, I'm very open to new things, so whatever happens can happen. I just want to be happy. How did you start by being a content creator? I did exactly what I'm doing now, and that is just taking my daily life, putting it out there, creating content by recording what I would generally do and putting it out there, putting myself out there, talking, telling people about my life, answering questions, posting pictures, and just being active on social media. People want to be content creators, but then they post one picture a month, so that's not gonna work. Okay, if you had R1,000,000, what would you do with it? I would probably share it with my family. I always do that. When I get money anyway, I always share it. I would buy gifts. I love buying gifts. And I would also try to invest it in something. 1 million nowadays is not that much anymore, guys, but I will try to put it in something that can somehow make me more money. Okay, so my friend asked me this: would you rather be 2 times uglier but 2 times smarter, or 2 times prettier but 2 times dumber? I'm very content with how I look and my brains or whatever, but I think I would definitely want to be 2 times smarter, because I think you could do a lot more with brains than beauty. Not to say you can do a lot with both, but why not be smarter? If you were to relocate outside SA, where would it be and why? I think I would want to live somewhere like Japan or Dubai, because I've heard both of it are like very clean places and very safe places, and I think that would be nice to be able to walk around like 2 in the morning. I don't know, sounds nice. What are your toxic traits? This is a good question. I think my toxic trait is I like to take control. Like, I like planning people's lives for them. I know it's a toxic trait. I like planning things. I like being like, you have to be there at this time. I like pre-arranging things for people. Like, I'll be like, it's fine, they'll come, they'll do it, even though I didn't even ask yet. And then also, I think another toxic trait is I don't know how to deal with people that cry. Like, if you cry next to me, I'm gonna be so awkward. I'm just gonna be like, sorrows, prayers. I honestly don't know what to do when people cry. I think that's a toxic trait, because does that mean I don't have emotions or what? I don't know. Where would you go first if you could teleport? I think I would go home. If I could teleport, I would honestly teleport between Monastery and Pretoria the whole time. Like, whenever they have like a family lunch or like something funny is happening with my niece and nephew, I would teleport home and back the whole time. How many countries have you been to, or where would you like to go? I've been to Germany. I went like on this kind of like an exchange student thing, but also not really, because it's just us going there, and then there's like other students from all different countries. Like, there was people from Russia, there was people from Romania, there was people like from all over, and then we went to like this camp where you learn about each other's cultures and you just chill. Basically, it was a good time, and then you like explore Germany. So I went there, and then I also went to Zanzibar on holiday. Would you ever skydive? I would love to skydive. Honestly, I would be so scared on the inside, but I will never show it, and I will do it. I would definitely skydive. I don't know when though. Like, I've never got to that point where I feel like I must go now, but one day I will. Which SA influencer is rude in real life? Wow. Well, I have to say, the thing is, from what I've experienced, when we go to these events, you only see these people like once every now and again. I don't go to a lot of events because I live in Monastery, and Stellenbosch, so it was a lot of effort for me to go to events. I didn't always go, and I didn't attend a lot of events back in Cape Town. And whenever I met them, everyone was very nice. Obviously, like, you are nice in that little 10 to 15 seconds you meet this person. Everyone is nice, and there are a lot of times when you will know someone but you just don't greet them because you feel awkward, because like you've never met but you feel like you know them because you've seen them online, but you've never actually met. So now it's weird to just be like, hi, hello, how are you? So there are a lot of times that I think influencers tend not to greet each other because it's awkward. Like, you don't know how to do it. It's not that you don't want to, no one is being rude. So I can't honestly say, like, I feel like I have to be with someone for a whole day, like 2 to 3 or 5 times before I can say like this person is rude. And from what I've experienced, I've never came across someone that is rude, but like I said, there are instances where some people don't greet, or yeah, there's like a weird vibe, but I think it's because of that thing of like, okay, we've never actually spoken, so I don't know how to approach you and not to say that anyone is rude. So I can't answer this question because I haven't had enough experiences to answer this question. I think if you attend more of these events and it becomes a thing of like, okay, I've seen you like a few times and you're still being weird, then I guess you can say you know someone that's rude. I can't. I've really just had nice times with everyone that I've met. I think that's my last question. Yeah, so that's 21 questions done and dusted. I hope I counted them right. But I really enjoyed answering these questions. Like I said, if you have anything else you want to ask me, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for future videos, and don't forget to let me know what other challenges I can do. And I will see you guys again next week. Bye!